Nobody expected Manchester United to start the summer this aggressively. Honestly, this is a club known for dragging negotiations, haggling over $5 million here or there, and eventually getting overtaken by someone else while everyone blames the Glazers or bad timing. But not this time. This time, the engine is revving early. The strategy is clear. United are not just dipping into the transfer market, they're storming in, shopping with purpose, and already showing signs that this rebuild is going to be different. The first move? Matheus Cunha. That one's essentially done. All the noises around Old Trafford confirm that the Brazilian will be the first to arrive, but that doesn't seem to be the only trick up the club's sleeve. A second playmaker, yes, another number 10 is in the works. And this time, the name might surprise some fans. Bryan Mbeumo, the Brentford star who just dropped a monster Premier League season with 20 goals and 7 assists, is quietly but rapidly emerging as a top-tier target. Now, let's rewind the tape a bit. Mbeumo to United didn't come out of nowhere. The earliest whispers started all the way back in February. Laurie Whitwell, a reputable journalist at The Athletic, mentioned that United had been scouting him. Nothing too flashy back then, just a spark. But a few months later in early May, Mike McGrath from The Telegraph added more fuel to that fire. He confirmed Mbeumo was on United's shortlist and, crucially, that this pursuit was completely independent of the Cunha deal. That part matters because it shows Mbeumo isn't some backup plan in case Cunha falls through. The interest is real, deliberate, and strategic. Fast forward to the present and suddenly it's all accelerating. Chris Wheeler from the Daily Mail reported that United have held talks with Mbeumo's representatives. Not speculation, not rumor, actual conversations. Rob Dawson at ESPN doubled down, reporting that the Red Devils are interested in both Mbeumo and Eberechi Eze. Though realistically, Eze seems to be priced out of the equation. With a tag of £50 million plus, that one looks unlikely to progress. Mbeumo, on the other hand, is looking more and more like a live possibility. And here's where the momentum shift becomes obvious. Talks with Mbeumo's camp weren't casual check-ins, they were deliberate steps toward securing a deal early. United are making moves while other clubs are still stuck in scouting reports. It's not just that Mbeumo is on the radar, it's that he's climbing the priority ladder fast. The timing aligns with United's new aggressive stance in the market. When multiple respected journalists are all reporting the same heat, something's definitely cooking. And here's where things start to get interesting. Fabrizio Romano, yes, the king of transfer news, has weighed in too. According to Romano, United appreciate Mbeumo as a player and are actively looking to add someone in his mold behind the striker. That's where the position gets a bit murky. Traditionally, fans expect a club like United to chase a pure number 9, a classic striker. But this summer, that doesn't seem to be the plan. Instead, what's becoming clear is that United are aiming to fix their goal-scoring issues not by bringing in one lethal striker, but by reinforcing the creative unit behind the attack. It's a shift in philosophy. With Cunha and Mbeumo, you're looking at versatile, aggressive, direct forwards who can play between the lines, push wide when needed, and still rack up goals. Combined, they tallied 35 Premier League goals last season. For context, that's not far off what United as an entire team managed, an embarrassing stat, but one that explains this new direction. This isn't just about numbers, it's about intent. United are trying to build a system where goals come from everywhere, not just the number 9. It's a model used by some of Europe's most efficient attacks. Players like Mbeumo thrive in setups that reward intelligent movement, fast transitions, and positional fluidity. It's less about finding the next Van Nistelrooy and more about building a well-oiled attacking machine. And when two of your potential new signings already account for nearly the entire output of last season's front line, you start to see how serious this overhaul is. And this isn't happening in a vacuum. The managerial vision matters here. If Ruben Amorim is indeed leading the rebuild, then it makes total sense. In Amorim's system, the number 10 isn't just a luxury player, it's the beating heart of the attack. It's the bridge between midfield and forward lines, the connector, the controller. Both Cunha and Mbeumo fit that profile. Explosive, physical, tactically aware, and with an eye for goal. It's a bit like replacing boys with men. Young players full of promise are great, but Amorim seems to want ready-made professionals who can deliver from day one. Mbeumo's stats don't lie. Last season, 20 goals, 7 assists in 38 games. That's elite output in the Premier League. He's also Premier League proven, which United clearly value. This summer's strategy points heavily toward that. No more wait-and-see projects from abroad who need 6 months to settle in. United are targeting players who can hit the ground running. Kuna's already done it. Mbeumo has done it even better. But of course, this isn't Football Manager. Transfers cost money, and a lot of it. The reported fee for Mbeumo is around £50 million. So here comes the financial reality. United need to sell before they can fully commit. The good news? That process is already underway. The club is actively working on outgoings. Garnacho has been linked with Napoli. Rashford's name is back in circulation, with £40 million floated as a potential asking price. Sancho is still in limbo, but a sale is definitely on the table. The message is simple: no passengers. It's a break from past habits where underperforming players sat comfortably with no urgency to move. If a player doesn't fit the new tactical puzzle or isn't delivering value, the club is open to cashing in. And that's what's giving the Mbeumo deal its momentum. United aren't just dreaming, they're actively clearing the runway to make it happen. The money, in theory, is there. Garnacho alone could command £50 million plus with add-ons. That's the number being mentioned, and honestly, it feels fair. He's 20, already capped at international level, and has over 100 appearances for United. Add in goals, assists, and star power, and the valuation tracks. If that sale, or others, goes through, Mbeumo becomes more than just a possibility. He becomes likely. There's also a shift in how the club is approaching deals. Instead of waiting to sell before buying, United are now flipping the script. They're laying the groundwork early, speaking with agents, establishing interest, lining up potential fees. It's proactive instead of reactive. That's why Mbeumo talks are already underway, even as outgoings are still being arranged. It's a change in tone, a change in tempo, and it feels like a club trying to finally act like a big club again. Now let's talk tactics. If Mbeumo joins, it will shake up the squad dynamics. Someone has to move deeper, and all signs point to Bruno Fernandes. That could be a blessing. Bruno has the work rate and vision to play deeper, controlling the tempo without being burdened to carry the entire attack. Mbeumo in front of him offers pace, movement, and finishing. Meanwhile, Ahmad could see a shift too, possibly into a wing-back role under Amorim's setup. It's a domino effect, and it suggests that United aren't just stockpiling talent, they're planning around systems. And it also brings up the conversation about squad balance. Would adding another number 10 overcrowd the area? Maybe. Mount, Mainu, Garnacho, Bruno, and now Kuna all have roles in that midfield to attack spectrum. But if the idea is to elevate the quality in the most crucial positions, then Mbeumo's addition makes sense. He's not a duplicate. He's a significant upgrade in terms of goals, decision-making, and flexibility. There's one more angle to this. If money weren't an issue, Mbeumo probably wouldn't be the only player in contention. Names like Eze, Mastantuono, and others have popped up. But Mastantuono, the young Argentine, is more of a project. Ez is too expensive. Mbeumo lands in that sweet spot: Premier League experience, elite output, and a price tag that, while steep, is manageable if sales go as expected. Back in early June, there was skepticism. Was Mbeumo really the kind of player United needed? But as more details emerge, as more analysts break down his numbers, and as the squad strategy becomes clearer, that hesitation is fading. He fits the plan, he fits the system, and most importantly, he solves a real problem: goals from midfield and wide areas. That's been lacking for too long. One question remains, though. Can United actually pull this off while juggling multiple sales, a new manager, and the pressure of fan expectations? And if it comes down to Cunha or Mbeumo, and not both, which one makes more sense? But based on how quickly the story has developed, from a quiet link in February to full-on negotiations in July, it looks like United are determined to make room for both. Mbeumo isn't just an option anymore, he's a priority, a statement, a sign that the new United doesn't want to wait for miracles. It wants to build one. The rebuild has officially started, and if this continues, fans won't be asking if United are back. They'll be watching it unfold, one strategic high-output signing at a time. If that sounds like the kind of future United fans have been dreaming of, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for all the updates, and drop a comment. Would Mbeumo be worth the £50 million investment, or would that money be better spent elsewhere? Let's talk.